The day you brought your cat home, you thought the hardest part was over. You had found the right cat. You had prepared the space. You told yourself your dog would adjust. He is friendly, after all. He has never hurt anything in his life. You genuinely believed it would be fine. And then you walked through the door. What happened in the next few hours was not what you expected. And if you are honest with yourself, you are still not entirely sure what went wrong or why your home has felt slightly different ever since. This video is about what actually happened that day, not what you saw. What happened underneath it, between your dog and your cat, in a language you were never taught to read. Your dog knew before you even opened the door. This is the part most people never consider. Dogs process scent information at a level that is almost impossible for humans to fully understand. By the time you walked in carrying your cat's carrier, your dog had already detected something foreign, something alive, something that had never been in his space before. And here is what you need to understand about your dog's relationship with your home. To you, it is where you live. To your dog, it is something much more loaded than that. Every corner, every piece of furniture, every smell in that space has been catalogued and claimed over months or years. Your dog did not do this consciously. He did not sit down one day and decide to own the sofa. But his nervous system had quietly mapped every inch of that environment and registered it as safe, known, and his. The moment your cat arrived, that map was wrong. Something was in the territory that the map did not account for. And your dog's brain, which is wired to treat unknown living things in his space as potential threats until proven otherwise, went into a state of low-level alert that he had absolutely no way to explain to you. He was not being difficult. He was being exactly what evolution made him. Now watch what happened on your cat's side of the room, because this is where it gets interesting. Your cat did not experience that first moment the same way your dog did. Dogs process new environments through scent and then movement. Cats process them through geometry. The first thing your cat did, whether you noticed or not, was look for high ground. A shelf, the top of a cabinet, the back of a sofa. Somewhere elevated, somewhere with a wall behind it, somewhere with a full view of the room. This is not random. This is your cat performing a survival calculation that is millions of years old. High ground means safety. High ground means visibility. High ground means that whatever is in this room with me, I can see it before it reaches me. And what was in the room? Your dog, who was already pacing, already sniffing, already too large and too loud and too unpredictable for a cat who had arrived in a carrier, in a strange smell, in a strange place, with no exit plan. Your dog is standing in the center of the room, body stiff, nose working, eyes tracking something above him. Your cat is pressed into the top corner of the highest surface she could reach, completely still, pupils blown wide, every muscle ready to move. And you are standing between them, holding an empty carrier, wondering why no one told you it would feel like this. Most people do what feels natural in that moment. They try to help. They bring the dog closer so he can sniff. They take the cat down so they can meet properly. They want the introduction to happen because they want the tension to be over. But here is what most people miss entirely. That tension is not a problem to be solved. That tension is communication. Your dog circling, your cat flattening, they are not misbehaving. They are negotiating. They are exchanging information in a language that has nothing to do with friendliness or aggression and everything to do with establishing what this new situation means for both of them. When you interrupt that process, when you force the meeting before both animals have decided it is safe, you do not speed up the relationship, you damage it. Because now your cat associates your dog not just with uncertainty, but with being grabbed and brought towards something frightening. And your dog associates your cat not just with newness, but with the moment you, his person, created chaos in what used to be a calm space. The tension you tried to end becomes the foundation of everything that comes after. We have talked about what your dog felt that first day and what your cat calculated from her corner. But there is a third layer to this that almost nobody talks about. And it is the one that tends to stay with people after they finish this video. Because here is the question worth sitting with. What did you feel that day? Relief? that the cat seemed okay, frustration that your dog would not settle, guilt, maybe, for splitting your attention, a quiet worry that you had made a mistake, that these two animals were never going to find a way to coexist, that your home was now permanently divided into two camps. You felt all of that while trying to act calm for both of them, while trying to be fair to both of them, while trying to manage something that no one had really prepared you for. And here is what the research on multi-pet household psychology consistently shows. Your emotional state during those first hours was not invisible. Your dog read every bit of it. Your tension, your uncertainty, your forced cheerfulness, he felt all of it radiating off you, and it confirmed what his nervous system was already telling him. Something is wrong here. Something has changed. Something requires my attention. Your anxiety fed his anxiety. His anxiety terrified your cat further. And the cycle that started that first day was already in motion before anyone had eaten dinner. Now here is the part that nobody tells you, and this is important. What your dog was feeling was not jealousy. Not exactly. People call it jealousy because it looks like jealousy. The pushing between you and the cat, the sudden demand for attention, the sulking in the corner when you gave the cat your focus. But underneath that behavior was something older and more fundamental than jealousy. It was the fear of losing a place. Your dog had spent however many months or years building a complete emotional world around you, your routines, your attention, the specific way you existed together in that space. That world had a shape. He knew its shape. He trusted its shape. And then the shape changed. Overnight, without warning, without explanation. He was not angry that you loved a cat. He did not have the cognitive framework for that kind of comparison. What he had was a felt sense that something was different, that the ground had shifted, and that he did not know yet whether there was still a place for him in whatever this new version of home was going to be. And your cat, curled up on her high shelf, watching all of this below her, was asking the exact same question from the opposite direction. Is there a place for me here? Is this space ever going to feel safe? Is that animal ever going to stop being a threat? Two animals, two completely different emotional languages, both of them asking the same thing, both of them looking at you for the answer. The relationships that work, the ones where the dog and cat end up sleeping near each other, grooming each other, existing in the same sunbeam on a Saturday afternoon, they did not happen because the animals were compatible. They happened because both animals eventually got the same answer to that question. Yes, there is a place for you here. The shape of this home is big enough for both of you. That answer does not come from a single introduction or a careful first meeting. It comes from 100 small moments over weeks and months. Your dog learning that the cat's presence does not mean your attention disappears. Your cat learning that your dog's energy is predictable enough to stop being a threat. Both of them slowly, quietly, in their own time, deciding that this new shape is something they can trust. You cannot force that, but you can stop accidentally preventing it. And the first step is understanding that the chaos of that first day was not failure. It was the beginning of a negotiation that your pets needed to have. Give them the space to have it. So tell me in the comments, what was the first day like when you brought your cat home to your dog? Did it go the way you expected? And looking back now, do you understand what was actually happening in that room? Because I genuinely want to know. And so do the thousands of other people watching this who thought they were the only ones whose first day looked nothing like the videos they had seen online. If this changed the way you see that memory, there is a lot more where this came from. What happens between your cat and dog in the weeks after that first day, when you are not watching, that is its own story entirely. And it is the next video.